Hi, welcome back to Triangle Spotlight. I'm Suzanne Lynn, and my next guest is Kristi Kay. Kristi and I go back a few years at the Golden Triangle, the YMCA. Yeah. She is a wellness coach, a triathlon trainer, and a really, really nice, kind person. Kristi, I'm glad that you're here. And I say that because I remember when I was trying to run, and I was by far the slowest and heaviest one, and you stayed back with me. And that always had such an impact on me. So thank you.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome.
Well, here we are, the beginning of the year, new resolutions. And I'm looking at numbers and going, okay, I started at this number. I got to get down to that number. And you say that worrying about numbers in the first place is a bad start.
I just feel like, it puts the wrong focus on why we're moving our bodies. First of all, I feel like, when you start a new program, and it's not just a new year, it's a new decade. So there's so much opportunity. You can change your life so many times in just in this next 10 years. You can have, even in 5 years, even in 2 years, you can be in a totally different place. But when you start out, looking at numbers, I think that really sets you up for, not necessarily failure, but maybe some unrealistic goals. But if you change that focus from numbers to how you feel, like, do you feel better?
Yeah.
Is it something that is joyful? Like when over the course of the last 30 years, when I've been into fitness, when people find something that brings them joy, they do it naturally. And I think that we overthink and overcomplicate fitness so much. And if you simply find something that brings you joy, you will want to do it often.
That's true. So we just discovered pickleball. Mount Dora has a pickleball court. Like, you don't have to go all the villages. Yeah.
Right.
And that's really fun.
Pickleball has been a huge success at the Y. I was elated to find out that so many people love to play pickleball. It's movement, and it brings them joy.
Yeah. And it's a workout for me anyway.
Of course, yeah. And bonus, you get your heart rate up and you burn some calories.
Is most of the battle trying to lose weight? Is it about breaking a sweat or burning calories?
I think the most of the battle with weight loss is nutrition.
Wow.
Is like finding a nutritional plan that works for you.
Okay.
I think that's the big one. 80% of it is, 20% is, burning it off, getting your heart rate up, doing the fitness part of it, but really honing in on nutrition and eating clean, eating a whole nutritious diet that works for you. And everybody's different.
You're not really stuck on one kind of diet. It doesn't sound like you're on low calorie, on keto, on the Daniel diet, whatever's fatting at the time.
Right. Everybody is different. And things are going to work different for different people. You have different lifestyles. Everybody, some people have a little bit more time to meal plan. Some people have 5 kids and, they're just trying to get everybody fed. So, you've got to look at, what people's individual needs are, what their lifestyle is like, and what their goals are. Quite frankly, I'm 55 this past year. And, I don't look at weight loss or, want to fit into, a pair of jeans that I had in college. I'm being a little bit more realistic in, the way my body's changing. I, went through menopause, having hot flashes. The whole nine. And so just dialing it back and saying, what makes me feel better, what makes me feel healthy.
Yes.
When you eat whole foods that are nutritious, it just makes you feel better. And oh, by the way, your food is your mood. So when I eat crap, I feel bad.
I like that. I can remember that. Your food is your mood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, like Christmas, we overate too much crap and didn't move our bodies enough. And it really I got in a little bit of a funk.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Understandable. I think most of us are a little bit guilty of that. You talk about like life decisions, making good life decisions, small, big. Can you talk about that?
Oh, sure. So one rule of thumb that I got from a coach one time that was super, super helpful for me. When you're going into making a decision, whatever that may be, maybe it's getting married, or maybe it's changing jobs or buying a new car or whatever. So when you make that decision, go to your internal side, your intuition inside, and does that decision, if you go with it, make you feel constricted and tight, or does it get you excited? Even though it may be a little scary, does it excite you in some way?
Right.
So if it excites you in some way, then that is your indicator to lean into it. But if you get, anxious and feel constricted and confined, then it's probably not a good idea. So like I liken that to, if somebody's going to buy a new car and they know that if they buy that new car that, they're not going to have the funds. I mean, yeah, it's going to be great for a minute.
Right.
And that new wears off. So making sure that that feeling you have is of enthusiasm, excitement, and brings you some I don't know, peace.
Okay.
So
there's a difference between being afraid and being excited and uncomfortable.
If you feel excited or uncomfortable, those kind of go together, and that means you're growing. So you need to be challenged. You need to be learning new things. You need to feel a little out of your comfort zone. But when you feel restricted or confined, that's an indicator maybe that's not the best decision for you.
You know what I feel? I'm just thinking what makes me feel confined and like I can't breathe is technology and being tied to my phone and checking, not having really a 9 to 5. I'm kind of on the clock. I think most of us are until we close our eyes and go to sleep. And that is physically and emotionally, mentally and spiritually exhausting.
So let's talk a little bit about that, because I feel like, we do spend so much time on our phones, on our iPads, and trying to connect and do work after hours. What's helped me is just to have that window at 8 o'clock. I'm silencing my phone. I'm just going to turn it off and I'm going to silence it. But I think there is, my son is a physical therapist and he specializes in orthopedic and neuro studies. And he said, Kristi, he said that when you're on your phone a lot and you feel like you're checking your phone a lot, that is the same thing as a gambler. And when they pull the slot machines, you're getting that same release in your brain. So even on the weekends, like I've been trying, this takes work, like trying to just step away from my phone for 6 to 8 hours, during the day. So not checking in with anybody. And it's really hard.
It is hard. It's a horrible addiction. And I like the way he said that to gambling, because there is a rush. What could happen next? Who can contact me? What do I need to get back to? Let's do it before I forget.
Right.
I mean, the world is such a different place from 15 years ago.
It's so different. And taking time to, I tell you, my best time to connect with God and to just armor up for the day is my mornings. And I will not negotiate. When I get up in the morning, I have my 20, 30 minutes where I journal and I ask God for guidance and ask God for peace and lift people up that I know that needs a little extra help. And it's just so sacred for me. And I've been doing it for several years, and it has made, I cannot tell you that little time in the morning, what a difference it's made. And now to go back and look at my journals where I ask God, I flat out ask God, I'm specific, like, God, move my son to Florida. Well, he is in St. Augustine now.
Gosh, that's wonderful. He's a big God and he loves us, and he wants, just as we are with parents, he wants to gift us.
Right. And he does. And I'm going to tell you, I can go back through my journal and I can look and I was like, check. Check. And I get, like goosebumps and miracles I experience every day. But that morning quiet time with God is so important. So important.
Your faith, I'm just crying because your faith just is so strong, and you pray believing.
Oh, I ain't doing none of this. This is like, I am honestly, I am a servant. I am an instrument of God, and I ask God every day, use me. I don't know where I should be. I need to up level in certain areas. I found myself drinking too much wine this last year, and I was like, you know what? This new year, it's out. We're going to up level, and we're going to honor our bodies. We're going to honor our bodies and do just do a little work.
You're a hard decision maker, man. You put your mind to something. It's like, nope, phone goes off at 8. I'm going to stop drinking wine. I'm going to be up 20 minutes early. I'm going to journal. Like, you're so disciplined. Mm-hmm. How? Help.
Well, here's the thing. Like, this has not been like something I've done overnight. This has been habit stacking. So let's talk about habits.
Okay.
So we are individually the sum total of our habits. So think about that. And when you look at the habits, and here's the other thing that really resonated with me when I first heard it. When you change one thing, you change everything.
Explain that.
Well, so for example, if you decide, I don't know, at night after dinner, instead of sitting on the couch watching TV, you decide to go for a 15-20 minute walk. And you do that every single day. How does that change you? Well, it helps you become more physically active. Probably if you need to lose weight, it helps you lose a little weight. If there are other people in your house, they're seeing you do that. Mm-hmm. They join in. They're like, oh, maybe I'll go for a walk too. So you start to change not only your life, you change their life. And then let's just say your confidence grows. And I don't know, because your confidence is up and you're in a meeting with your boss and you say, you know what? This is a good time to ask for a raise. And because you're more confident, because you started walking and you're consistent with it, and you ask your boss for a raise, and you get it, and maybe even get a promotion. And so everything by one little habit. So taking life simplistically and just understanding we're the sum total of our habits. So not looking at making huge changes. Do tiny things. Do tiny, doable things. And here's the hardest part. Don't beat yourself up.
That is the hardest part, because you miss one or two nights. You go, oh, I've messed up. Mm-hmm. Once again, something else I didn't follow through on.
Right. And the negative self-talk. So I'm a big Mel Robbins fan. I have been listening to her these last few months, and she's like, just do one thing. Just in the morning when you get up, brush your teeth with your less dominant hand. It fires something different in your brain. And it's hard to do, by the way. And then instead of critiquing, the body parts you don't like, find a body part that you can compliment yourself on. So the positive self-talk, talking to yourself in a positive way, is such a huge, big deal. when you say things verbally to yourself, there's something that manifests it in the real world. I don't know what it is, but if you constantly berate yourself, and the power of I am, we all know that. Sure. That's biblical. You know, I am strong. I am healthy. Right. I am a child of God. The I am. And if you find yourself saying, I am fat, I am ugly, I'm a loser, and that whole thing, when you get into that dialogue with yourself, I am never going to do this. There is such power in I am. And so being super and catching yourself, and maybe you don't feel it at the time, but just saying, I am beautiful. I am whole. I am worthy. Yes. I can do this. And it starts just right there.
I can see why you're life coaching. I mean, I could talk to you all afternoon. You're so encouraging. You're just somebody you want to be around. You're so uplifting. What are some of the areas that you specialize in as far as life coaching? If someone's listening going, okay, wait, I heard somebody on Suzanne's show today. Who was it and what does she do?
Well, I'll tell you what life coaching is. This is the simplistic kind of definition. So if you feel stuck, I help you get unstuck. If you feel stuck in life, I help you get unstuck. It's that simple. And a lot of times it's around work. It can be relationships. It can be your health. So there's a lot of different areas where, we start, and a lot of times people come in and they want to start in one area, and we're like, oh boy, we gotta detour and go over here first. This is what the problem is. So a lot of times people one thing, but in actuality, it's something totally different.
Absolutely. And we don't even know it because it's just become such a normal part of our life. Mm-hmm. You're able to step out on the outside of the forest and say, I kind of see the root of the problem here. Let's start there. It's not just cover up this, the symptoms. It's just,
do some real work.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So if someone wants to contact you, about helping out at the YMCA here in Tavares or life coaching, how would they get a hold of you?
Well, the best way to get a hold of me is you can email me at kaysconnection@gmail.com, or just shoot me a text, 352-602-0604, or friend me on Facebook, Kristi Kay, and send me a message. I'll reach out to you.
Awesome. Kristi, are there any specials going on at the YMCA? It's January. Is there anything we need to know about?
We have our sign-on specials this week. I think it's like a no joiners fee, $1 a day. So come in. And here's the great thing about the Y, we're month to month. So you sign no yearly contract. So you can try it for a month. And then if it's something that works for you, yay, stay. And if it's not, then we bid you peace and, do something else on your health journey. But we have a ton of classes. We have 2 swimming pools and a lot of great instructors and caring personal trainers. So, yeah.
Very good. Kristi Kay from right here in Tavares and working over at the YMCA, also doing life coaching. Thank you, Kristi, for being here, and have a great day. You look beautiful, by the way.
Thanks, you too. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.